Hey guys, RedPandaMining here. Hope you're doing well. Having a really great day this video. Man, I have way too many little Bitcoin miners on my LAN desk here. It's no longer a LAN desk, it's just a desks for my little Bitcoin miners that I've been running now for, I don't know, the past couple months now. And I'm kind of done, honestly. I'm kind of done with these. There are just way too many of these models out there in the world right now, and there's been so many review videos regarding all these models, like the Nerdqaxe++s, like the Nerdoctaxes, Nerdqaxe++s, different revision ones, you know, Rev 6.1, XT30, XT60 plugs, barrel plugs. We even got, you know, new hammer miners here, Ethernet plug in them, you know, there's so many different revisions, so many new models that have come out over the past year. I just wanted to give my experience with all of these little things that have come out over the past year. Like, I got this new Magic Miner BG01. It's not a BG02, but a BG01. Yeah, Magic Miner, they got a lot of different models, like even like the Jingo miner BTC hash card. You guys have probably seen my review on this one. Honestly, I think this is probably one of my favorite ones thus far because it offers, like, you know, 12.5 terahash. Well, I'm getting like 13 point something, but at like 269 watts. So I like the stand with it as well. And it's got a 400 watt power supply that comes with it as well. So higher capacity. It's really nice. I really like that one. But otherwise, yeah, I have so many different models here, and I also want to give away something, okay? So, man, I have these Bitax Gammas. I have a lot of them, and I just found this, this USB one. I never got around to getting this up. I know Bitcoin Merch sent me it, but I never turned it on or made a video. I got one of these Zyber Z8s or whatever, 6, 7, 8 terahash. I forgot which terahash model this one is. But yeah, guys, I just got way too many here, and we're just gonna talk about it, okay? So let's do a giveaway of a brand new Bitax Gamma from PlebSource.com. Thank you to PlebSource.com for sponsoring today's video. So just simply comment down below which, you know, Bitcoin miner, little Bitcoin solo miner, even pool mining as well. You can pool mine with these. I think majority of people are solo mining though, but let me know down below which one is your guys' favorite, okay? Out of all the ones that I'm going to talk about today, or I may not even have on this table. I do have a few models that I don't have here, but, you know, just let me know down below which one do you guys like the most. So I'll choose the winner after 24 hours after this video is uploaded. And so yeah, get your comments in down below for a brand new Bitax Gamma from PlebSource.com. If you guys are looking for any miners, any of these little tiny things, go to PlebSource.com. Check out their website, use code RPM, you get another additional 5% off if you're interested. All right, seriously, it's like a war zone here. I have been sent so many different models as of the past couple months. It's gotten insane. I even have brand new ones that are sitting on the floor unopened yet. Nerdqaxe++s, Octax, and I even got one of these new, I think it's a Magic Miner, one of these humidifiers or something. Yeah, I haven't done the video yet. I really need to clean up and, like, I don't know, get rid of all this stuff. I need to make a separate video about that. Anyways, I want to have a disclaimer. I have a very small sample size, I'd have to say, of a lot of these miners. I know you guys are gonna be laughing. Red Panda, you don't have a small sample size, you have a whole bunch of them. And what I mean by that is, you know, I don't have like 10 Octaxes, I don't have 10, you know, Nerdqaxe++s. So in terms of, like, you know, reliability and like long term and just, you know, seeing how they fare at a larger sample size, I don't have that. So my experiences today that I talk about isn't gonna necessarily be the same experience that you're going to experience. Okay, obviously, you know, people who receive, you know, any of these miners from anybody, you know, maybe they're DOA, you know, dead on arrival, or something breaks, or, you know, something overheats, or, you know, depending on your environment, or depending on your power supplies, depending if you're cooling them down or not, you know, they burn out. You know, there's so many different variables out there regarding these little tiny things that I've seen all over the internet. And so yeah, I'm just going to express the things that I've experienced, but it may not be the same experience that you've experienced. So let's begin first with my favorite like miner of them all. Okay, so and I'm gonna give you my reasons as I go along here, but I'll talk about every single device as we go along. Okay, the Canaan Avalon Q is probably my best favorite miner, and I know it's the most expensive one out of all of these, but it's because this one right here, the effective hash rate that this model can achieve is like, you know, 95 terahash on super mode, or standard mode about 80, and then eco mode's about 55 or so. But it packs a punch, and it's also a great heater, especially, you know, during this winter time that we're in. It's been one of the best miners in my opinion, especially in terms of efficiency as well, and also the effective hash rate that you can get out of this, right? So compared to all of these other, you know, solo miners, they don't compare in terms of efficiency in that regard. But depending on your environment, your power consumption, 120 volt, you can't use that much power on your circuits. Like an Avalon Q on standard would take what, 1500 watts. Super mode would be like 1800 watts. So I understand for people that are going to be buying these smaller miners are going to fare better depending on their electrical cost. Though a lot of these small miners really don't take that much power, but the Avalon Q, I have to say, is definitely one of my favorites. If you're interested in one of these, Crypto Miner Bros actually has them stateside right now for about, I think, 1500 bucks, all in shipping. So if you're interested, link down below. Feel free to use code RedPanda for another 70 bucks off if you're interested. Okay, going to the next favorite one here out of all of them, I'm gonna have to say, in my experience, it's gonna be the Nerdqaxe++ revision 6.1 with the XT30 plug. This one is definitely, I'd have to say, my favorite, and I'd say most reliable thus far as well. It's already overclocked so that it can do 6 terahash already. And so yeah, it's a solid miner. I do like the, you know, the new revised power plug. I guess higher capacity, better capacitors and chips overall. It's a great miner overall. I do also like the fan that's on the back there as well to cool the chips on the back of the Nerdqaxe++. But yeah, I haven't had any issues with these. Even the first generation Nerdqaxe++, I haven't had any issues with the barrel plug. Right now I don't have it on right now because I have way too many things on. I'm running out of power because I'm running so many things on my circuits here. Anyways, the Nerdqaxe++ is definitely one of my favorites. Okay, I want to talk about the Nerd Octaxes. So I have about 5 of them right now. One's brand new in the box, haven't opened it yet, but I have 2 of them here that have died. Okay, so not necessarily died as in nothing burned on these. I think what happened, and I haven't gotten the fuses in yet, is the fuse has burned out, okay? It looked black inside. I don't know if this camera is gonna show it in there, but inside the fuse, it looks like it blew. So I essentially need to change the fuses out of these things, and they've kind of been temperamental. Even when I, beginning times when I was playing with them, some of them had issues of updating firmware, overclocking, all that kind of stuff. So I think the first revision Octaxes definitely had a lot of issues. But yeah, the Octaxes, in my opinion, have been, for me, not a great experience, especially with my sample size of 5. I already have 2 of them dead, so that's not a great thing, but I think the fuses should be easy enough to change out. Let me know down below if you guys have had blown fuses or on your Octaxes. I've been hearing that a lot, actually. On to the next miner. All right, the Avalon Nano 3s and the 3Ss. All right, I have a love-hate relationship with these. I believe these are probably one of the most popular miners out there for home mining, solo mining. And a lot of these Nano 3Ss, I'd have to say, or these Nano 3s even, are great like hand warmers or sitting on your desk. I mean, really, all these things are great for sitting on your desk. But the Nano 3S or the Nano 3s, I love that they have like a little screen here as well. Shows you, how much hash rate and IP address. It's got a lot of good information. You can even do Ethernet as well. I know a lot of people don't like the fact that it's closed source. I guess with Brains OS and Canaan, this is not an open source, software, unlike a lot of these Octaxes or Nerdqaxe++s or Bitax Gammas, right? The firmware is essentially unlockable and overclockable, all that kind of stuff, easily updatable. And so that's why the open source community really loves these ones versus, you know, Canaan products, Avalon Q, or Lucky Miners. I don't have any more Lucky Miners here. I gave them all away because they weren't that great. But back to it, the Avalon Nano 3s, I bought like 8 of these. I had a sample size of 8 and like 5 of them died. So I didn't really have great experience with the Avalon Nano 3s. They were definitely temperamental and had issues. I know a lot of other people had issues with the power supplies and whatnot. Yeah, the power supplies were definitely one of the biggest issues regarding the Avalon Nano 3s. I mean, even the Nano 3S, the power supply, I had 2 of them die. So I only have 2 Nano 3Ss and both power supplies died. So yeah, that just tells you, I mean, I had a 100% failure rate on the power supply. The unit itself did not die, but the power supplies died. And I'm gonna have to factor that in due to the, I guess, the power supplies just overheating. Right? That's probably one of the big things regarding these. Yeah, these power supplies, they get really hot. I think anyone who is going to be buying these things, big disclaimer, I would figure out some way to cool down the laptop bricks, because these things, I mean, they're not meant to really go 24/7 and they're going to be constantly hot. And so if you can cool down the power supplies, just have, you know, also more airflow wherever you're mining with these. I should really have more airflow here. All these things on my desk are really hot right now. But yeah, having cooler temperatures for all your miners is paramount for having these things last much longer. Okay, so now the Jingle Miner BTC hash card. This is the 12.5 terahash model. I'm actually getting like 13.7 or something at like 269 watts. So this thing is, I'd have to say, pretty good also for the price. This is about, I think, 550 bucks at jinglemining.com. If you use code RPM, you get another 1% off. So I did the comparison in terms of the price for all of these miners versus the BTC hash card. The dollar per hash on this guy is way better than, let's say, the Octax, which is like, I think 600 or 700 bucks. But the BTC hash card's like 550. And it comes with the better 400 watt power supply. That's definitely more than capable, especially if it's gonna be overclocked, if you're gonna be overclocking on this thing. And it does come with a nice screen as well. Temperature, as you guys can see there. But yeah, I have to say, this is probably one of my new favorite ones. I actually just got a new Magic Miner in, the Magic Miner BG01. This is a smaller, I guess, version of the BTC hash card, but this is only a 4.5 terahash model at like 150 watts. So these have definitely been out for a while now, and I haven't had any issues with these models thus far. If you guys remember, I do have 8 of the BG02s that I put into a Octaminer server case, and I have all those solo mining right now, which I'm actually solo mining Bitcoin Cash on all of these right now. I haven't hit anything yet, but I'm solo mining to my own Bitcoin Cash node using Umbrel and Mr. Retro Mike Tech's one-click installation. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now in terms of solo mining with all these things, including the BTC hash card, which I think is definitely one of my favorites, along with the Avalon Q. So if I were to purchase anything right now, my 2 favorites would have to be the Avalon Q and then the BTC hash card. It's just because of the price and also the effective hash rate for these models is just way better thus far versus a lot of these other miners. You guys let me know down below. But I know some of you guys are going to say, RedPanda, what about like the open source ability of the BTC hash card? Well, I did see you could firmware update the BTC hash card from Jingo Mining here, and there is overclocking ability on this thing. So I think this one definitely has its benefits, just like, you know, an Octax or maybe a Nerdqaxe++. These are all overclockable, firmware updatable as well. But yeah, there's just way too many of these devices out there. And I forgot to talk about the Hydro model of the Nerdqaxe++. I do like this, but I found that since there's no airflow around this area, it is getting a bit hot, and looked like it's not at, this one's supposed to be at what, 6 terahash? No, 4.8 terahash. But it hasn't been, you know, performing that well because there are some areas where it's getting hot. I do have the 6 terahash or the revision 6.1 Hydro model, and this one is getting 6 terahash. So I think there should be some more airflow for the front, but because it's an AIO, and there's a water cool rad at the back, right? Unlike the Nerdqaxe++, I like this one better because there is airflow going across the whole, you know, front here and also on the back of the Nerdqaxe++. So revision 6.1, that's why I like this version. I'd say that's why I like this version better than this one. But if you guys like the cool factor of these, which I like it as well, check out mineshop.eu. They have a lot of these models in stock as well. So with Mineshop, use code RPM. I think you get 3% off your order if you're interested. Anyways, guys, man, I gotta really clean up this desk. I have way too many of these things. I think I'm gonna post a bunch of them on my website, redpandamining.shop. If anyone's interested, I have too many. I think the whole point of having a lot of these miners, especially for you guys, if anyone's, you know, looking into getting one of these things, is just having one. You should not have like what I have here, okay? Having like a whole bunch of them all set up. I might as well just like get rid of all of them and have like one S21, you know, Bitcoin miner, you know, an ASIC miner that's really loud, but I have the infrastructure downstairs to run one of those things, but you may not. So depending on your situation. Okay, my friends, don't forget, comment down below your thoughts for one of these Bitax Gammas from PlebSource.com. Thanks to them so much. If you guys are interested in any of their miners, go check them out. Use code RPM again for another 5% off your order. All right, guys. Yeah, let me know your guys' experience thus far. Which ones you guys have liked, which ones you don't like. There's just so many of them out there, and I haven't tested everything. But yeah, you know, even these USB Bitcoin miners. You know what? I'm gonna give these away in another video. The next video, I'm gonna give these away. Yeah. So stay tuned. Make sure you guys are subscribed, like the video, and hit the notification bell. All right, I'll see you on the next one. Have a good one. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out. Way too many.